All right, Falcons. All right, so this is our written test grade for the unit. So make sure we do a good job. So we're going to do forces in motion model and CER. This is not as in-depth as it was for the energy unit, just to warn you guys. So we're documenting what happened to the pod and the space station. That's what we're figuring out here. All right, so let's look at our rubric first. Notice that the model that you made is worth 10 points. So that is the same model that we made in class, either Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on your period. So if you got a good grade on that model, then all you have to do is copy and paste it here. If you needed to do some fixing, this hopefully gave you time to revise it and make sure you get a 9 or a 10, right? So your model correctly shows the size and direction of the force arrows on the pod and the space station, and it shows the velocity and direction of the pod and the space station are moving. Okay, so now we're going to add to that model, we're going to answer 2 questions about it, and I'll show you those. I'm going to give you the options for your claims, and I'm going to give you the evidence, and then you are going to do your reasoning boxes. So here's what it is. So you're going to, again, copy and paste your model here. If you haven't done it yet, this link will take you to the model, but you might want to go watch my video of how to make it. And that was on the other assignment. So here is what I had showed in the video on how to do the model. This is not complete. Again, I need some force arrows over here, and I need some velocity tails over on the pod and the space station. Okay, so again, that will just go copy and paste here, or you can just add a separate picture on this assignment in Google Classroom. Okay, so the questions that we need to answer is what happened to the pod after the collision? And how does your model, let me change that. How does your model illustrate what happened? So what happened to the pod during the collision? What does your model show, right? Okay, and then here is our CER. So notice it is not very much, not like last time. So the question is, after the collision, how does your pod's motion compare to the motion of the space station? All right, so probably the first thing we should look at is our claims. So those are right here. So the claims to choose from, decide which claim you think is the best claim after all of our work and the evidence listed below. You're going to copy and paste one of these 3 claims right up here. So your options are claim 1, the pod is moving faster than the space station. Claim 2, the pod and the space station are moving at the same speed. Or claim 3, the pod is moving more slowly than the space station. And our evidence here is that the mass of the pod is 1,100 kilograms and the mass of the space station is 400 kilograms. Okay, so obviously the pod is much smaller, much lighter than the space station. That should help you give your claim. For the reasoning boxes, here are some important concepts that we should have learned this unit, so that some of this should appear in your answer. So here is our vocabulary: collision, force, mass, velocity. Here are our key concepts. These are important facts that we should have learned that should somehow be incorporated into your reasoning statement. And here is an actual just reasoning sentence frames, because there's multiple sentences here. This is how I would answer it, and then I just blanked out a bunch of the stuff that you should be able to fill in. If it doesn't make sense to you, then write your own. Make sure it is detailed though. And that is worth, the reasoning of course is worth the most points, right? So 17 to 18 would be a good grade on this. Claim is just copy and paste the correct one. There's only one correct claim. So for 2 points, make sure you thoroughly answer these 2 questions. Make sure your model's here. All right, that's it, Falcons. Make sure you ask me other questions as you have them.